everyone. Welcome to episode 66 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always Bob and Joseph, and today we're kicking off the month of October with a Halloween special episode. So let's get right to it. Bob and Joseph, how are you guys doing?
Whoever says candy corn is getting their ass kicked. That's all I'm saying.
What's going on, everybody? Little. We're gonna have a little fun at the beginning of October. It's October.
Who's the least scariest Halloween monster? It's got to be the Mummy, right? He's just wrapped in fucking toilet paper. Give me a break.
I don't know, Chucky, middle-aged Chucky. We posted this one.
I know, it's all that. I thought it was hilarious. Middle-aged Chucky, man, doesn't quite have the scare factor anymore.
So we're going to talk about everything Halloween today, guys. We're going to talk about memories, we're going to focus on candy, and we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about just growing up, what Halloween has meant to us, what we've dressed up as in the past, our best costume, our most embarrassing costume, and talking about Halloween essentially. So guys, when we say Halloween memories, what are the first things that come to your mind?
Disappointment. No, I'm just kidding. I think of Halloween's my favorite holiday, by the way. So I think of horror movies. We know we kick off the month. We try to watch like a horror movie a night. It never really works out that way, of course, because we have kids. But we try to catch like 3 or 4 horror movies a week. The old school black and white ones are I'm absolutely in love with. You know, the Frankensteins and Dracula, not the Mummy, because you know that's not scary.
Bob, give me your 3 best suggestions for Halloween movie watching.
Oh shit! Okay, The Shining. Definitely one. The Monster Squad, because you can't say nostalgia without the Monster Squad. And then I'll give you a funny one, man. You got to go. Oh, anything Vincent Price, because Vincent Price is a fucking man. A House on Haunted Hill.
Welcome to the Vincent Price Halloween special.
Yeah. And then
talking to the microphone.
Young Frankenstein, man. You gotta go with Young Frankenstein. It's a great nostalgic Halloween movie. Very funny, very cool.
Excellent. Werewolf.
Werewolf.
What about you, Joseph? Do you have anything that you like to watch?
Everything and anything almost, especially when it comes to the scary stuff, because I think it's already been established that I really enjoy the scary movies. Horror movies are I mean, I don't know how you want to label them. Horror movies in general, scary movies, obviously, I like the stuff about, possession and ghosts and whatnot. That's always, and I just love this time because we actually, I don't know about you, Ren. I think we've noticed a temperature change, which is weird.
Yes, crazy. Finally, it's been like actually 100 pretty degrees. Cool.
Now it's 91.
You go outside, and at night you go outside and it's a crisp 72.
for like an hour, then it jumps to 95.
Yeah,
I
love it, man. If you want to feel 72, you got to be up from like midnight to 5 in the morning.
I love it, dude. This is my favorite time of the year. November to September is just and then October comes along and it's like the portal is open, so it's I love it.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of scary monsters, I'm going to segue this a little bit. Have you guys watched the Jeffrey Dahmer show? Or it's not like it's a talk show.
The Jeffrey Dahmer show? He's so intuitive. It's like Ricky Lake.
Have you guys?
Welcome to the Jeffrey Dahmer show. I'm having a great old friend for dinner tonight.
Yeah. Oh man, we've seen. I saw the first 2 episodes. It is fucking gross, but it's like one of those things where you can't stop watching. Right? You don't watch the Dahmer show while eating dinner or spaghetti or anything that's kind of slimy, because you will probably puke up. Yeah, it's pretty gross, but it's like fascinating at the same time. No, I'm not a weirdo, but it's pretty fascinating and creepy at the same time.
Yeah, this show is like all over the news right now, all over social media. There's like legit, like I understand the reasons why there's some people that are like not into it, like because there's the whole discussion: is it like glorifying? And but it's history. I'm sorry, where I live. I'm sure you can.
There's some sirens in the vent. They're gonna
fire engines around the way. Oh fuck, they're coming! I better get out of here.
They're coming for you. I mean, like they're just building off of all the success of all the.
I think it's
documentaries that have been going around.
and two, it's history. I mean, it's not the best history, but you know,
It's
it
my
happened. It happened. You know, it happened. So I mean, the stories have to be told.
But yeah, the Dahmer thing, for anybody, I'm 2 episodes into. I did a deep dive, and deep dive meaning I went to the Wikipedia page, and
that means he was chewing on his fingernails while he was watching. It was like,
really accurate.
Another added benefit to October is Oktoberfest beer.
Yes, Oktoberfest beer. Thank you, Joseph.
Got one right now.
We do share a brain.
Delicious.
Yes. So, guys, we're going to focus on some of our best Halloween memories, and we've touched upon this. We touched upon this last year. We talked a little bit about candy, but we're going to take a deeper dive into candy. We're trying something different. This episode is not going to... If we talk more about Reese's Pieces than we do Led Zeppelin, then we're in deep shit. So, but we're going to talk about candy for the most part, but we're going to talk about other Halloween memories. So let's kick off. Halloween candy, guys. What are you looking for? What is your favorite? And share some stories if you have any.
What goes best with beer, right? See, this is the difference now.
At this point, yeah.
Back in the day, it was like, oh shit, you wanted to see, you got the best candy when you went trick or treating, whatever. Now it's like, well, if I eat this, will this go with my beer? Will this go with the whiskey I'm sipping on? You know what I mean? It's got to pair nicely with alcohol. Let's
think anything at this point, since we're older.
Let's
just say this real quick, and it kind of goes with back then when I was a kid too. I think. Now, since we're older, if we're drinking beer on, because obviously, you all take the kids, right?
Yeah.
I like beer. Anyway, it's got to be something chocolatey, but not like too freaking sweet because you're drinking, and you got to have a good beer going with it if you're older. When I was a kid, at least, though, I still getting chocolate was probably always the best. The little nugget good bars or the little small nugget Hershey's, or I think they were still doing those.
What does he say in Eurotrip? The little chocolates with the peanuts.
The little
chocolates
in
German. Sorry.
But too, yeah. Also, but specifically, I think when I was a kid, like Smarties were the biggest thing. We call them Smarties, right? Yeah, Smarties.
Nerds were good.
Nerds too. Yeah, that's another one that was real big. I was never into Airheads though, like and Jolly Ranchers. I was like, why are you putting this shit in my bag? Like,
what's wrong with Jolly Ranchers? In a Zima, Joseph?
We gotta pretend like we're kids. So we gotta have the wide-eyed imagination
of kids. Sir, don't fool yourself, dude. If Joseph's mom or aunt's listening, he was drinking in 7th grade, ma'am. No, we were sinners.
I think Jolly Ranchers overrated. These cylindrical blocks of like fruit globs, and they had like 2 good flavors. They would stick to the wrapper. Not a big
green
Jolly
apple.
Rancher fan. Yeah, green apple.
It's because Rand took a bite out of when it chipped his tooth. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to bite. You're supposed to suck it, Randall. God.
What were you like really? What were you really excited to get though? Like,
I will say, I have my
Snickers.
Do you all have your favorite candy? Because I got my favorite all-time favorite.
Halloween candy or favorite?
Halloween.
Halloween.
When I was a kid, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with a Reese's. I think that's just go hand in hand.
Come on,
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Randy, what do you got? What do you got?
I want to tell you
peanut
this.
butter cups and eggs.
I think you can't go wrong with a Twix. Could I share what I used to do with
the mini
Twix?
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So what I used to do is
hold the sharing stick.
A Twix is like 2 treats in one. So what I used to do when I was little, I used to like scrape off the caramel and the chocolate because it was like a Rolo. It was like caramel. It was just caramel. Yeah, the caramel, whatever. I used to scrape it off, and what I would do, I would leave a stack of the cookies because the cookies were an extra treat for me. I was like, okay, I get caramel, I get the chocolate, and what I used to do with the cookies is I used to smash them up and I would put them in a bowl and I would eat them like cereal. I'd put milk in there and I would eat the cookies like cereal. So I would get like an extra snack.
Jesus Christ, how old are you?
25.
some MacGyver shit.
Try it. Put your remainder of the Twix, scrape off the chocolate. I mean, I would not.
If I have a bite of a Twix, I have to go run 5 miles if I can lose 20 pounds in this game. You want me to eat a cereal? Are you nuts?
Kit Kats too. That's another.
Kit Kats are a classic. Okay, can we all agree that black licorice is gross?
Yes, it is.
I'm not a black licorice. I'm not a candy corn or y'all into that candle wax bullshit.
I don't see.
Oh, here we go.
I don't. No. Yeah. Okay. Look, I don't like it. I'm not going out like I wasn't as a kid going out like, God dang, I gotta get some candy corn in my bag, but I didn't fucking hate it. I understand it's I don't know. It's
like
an acquired. It's an acquired taste.
Not a big fan of candy corn.
It's a consistency.
I don't.
It tastes
I don't
like cake frosting, but it tastes like if you were to light a candle.
Yes, you know what? That's a really good description of Bob. Dried cake frosting.
We're gonna get as much hate mail from the Beatles thing as we are me describing candy corn right now.
I didn't, like I said, I wasn't craving it, but like I don't hate it. I wasn't pissed off to get it. You know.
The one thing about Reese's cups, I mean, you know, chocolate and peanut butter. I mean, what an alchemy. But I think that not every kid can enjoy it because of allergies.
Well, screw them.
Yeah.
Screw them.
But so that's my only problem with Reese's cups. I think it's just
that they're not all inclusive. Jesus
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely 2022, folks. Reese's peanut butter cups can't be the best candy. It's not all inclusive. What about the kids allergic to nuts? You fucking fiend.
You telling me they don't make like a
nut-free version though?
Yeah, a nut-free version. I could have
That's the world I don't want to live in.
I could have sworn at this point they would have already done that.
It's called regular chocolate, and then you smell the peanut butter from the jar, and you take a bite of the fucking chocolate.
Is there like a candy nowadays though that like kids get that you're like, you know, for sure that we didn't have that shit when we were kids? Like I think we pretty much had everything.
Well, we had candy cigarettes, and they don't have that shit anymore. I think that's pretty cool. Big League Chew that they don't have. I mean, they're missing out. That was felt like such a big shot with Big League Chew.
I don't see a lot of.
Where did you go that they put Big League Chew in your bag?
No, I was just talking about candy in general.
Oh, okay.
Lickamades. Do they still have the Lickamades?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it was a sugar stick that you dipped into sugar. Powdered sugar.
What?
That was flavored.
It was like everybody's introduction.
Oh yeah. You're right. You know what?
Or
That's another thing too.
Big ass straw that you'd pour sugar directly.
The Pixie Sticks.
Pixie Sticks.
Yeah. That's another flavor. If I had some Pixie Sticks and one of those bad boys that you just mentioned, I'm not going to mention it by name because it sounds a little out there. I was happy. Those things were awesome. With the little stick, right? The little dipstick.
It was like a white dipstick.
It was a white sugar stick. I mean,
those are cool. Like I think that was good. You got something like that. You got something like that at Pixie Sticks or Sweet Tarts. I used to love Sweet Tarts. They're sour.
Not a fan. Have you had those big soft Sweet Tarts? The chewy ones? No.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I dig them.
Like a Lifesaver or what? Gummy?
No,
no. It's softer than a Lifesaver, right?
It's like a Rolaids or something. It's I don't know what it is.
Speaking of chews, okay.
This is the guy that
gummy
eats
bears or gummy
wafers.
worms. That's a debate.
What was that?
Gummy bears or gummy worms? Come on, man.
Oh man, gummy bears because you can eat them by the handful.
Are they the same? Are they the same flavor?
Yeah, obviously.
Because I've never seen regular. Oh yeah, I've seen regular gummy worms. I'm sorry. Yeah, gummy bears. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about sour gummy worms, and I'm going to take sour gummy worms.
Yeah, the sour. Yeah, those were. I mean, that's cool. I don't know if we ever got. Did you all ever go and get like an orange or like a handful of pennies or anything like that? Did you ever have that happen?
I don't think I ever got anything real outrageous, but at some point, like people were just like putting popcorn in little bags, in food prep hand gloves. No, like the food prep hand gloves, and making them like. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But like, if I knew you, like, I would definitely enjoy this. But like, I don't fucking know you, so. But thank you anyway. I do.
That's pretty funny. I do love the myth that they're like, you know, they're crackheads and they're putting drugs in your candy to get you addicted. I was like, if you ever met a drug dealer or somebody who's really into drugs addicted, they ain't giving away their shit for free, especially not to goddamn kids. Like, you're gonna pay for this shit if you're gonna.
I had a friend whose family was.
Don't get me wrong, the stories are real. There's some real horror stories. I'm sorry, but
no, I had a friend who's I had a friend whose family was very religious, and when they would go trick or treating, they put all the candy like in the living room, and they prayed over it. Like they prayed over to make sure that the candy was safe, and I was like, well, I know the Lord works in mysterious Milky ways, but this is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. But true story. That I was like, I don't understand it, but I mean, you know, they prayed over the candy, I guess. Like
when you like, what's the, if you can, like, it's been years, but you all have kids, so I'm gonna ask you both this. You all have to go out and do this still. Back then or currently now, what's the craziest fucking house you've shown up to and seen as far as like decoration?
I got one.
Go ahead. If you can remember.
There's a house in our neighborhood where this guy has, I mean, like he goes all out. He's got like these werewolves, and like these werewolves are like animatronic. And like, I mean, they move around. I think I have some pictures on my social media. And like my kids, when they were younger, they didn't want to go by that house because they was like, no, there's fucking werewolves there. These werewolves would turn around and shit. And I was like, but that house has some great candy, you know?
They probably do. Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna go all out, you better have some delicious.
The parents get shot.
King size candy bars.
Come on, we gotta go there.
I'm not trying to get too into my personal history, but I was dating this girl, and yeah, so I went trick or treating, and the dumbest thing I saw once was this guy that was dressed up as Batman. And he parked his like black Camaro in the. No, it was like a black. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like it did look nothing like the Batmobile. And I'm like, motherfucker, just put this thing in the garage.
Live in the valley, Joseph. That's all we got. Is we work with what we got, what God gives us, Joseph.
I want to atone for something because we did talk about Halloween candy last year for a little bit. And one of the things I said, and I kind of got, my hand slapped for it by several people. I said, I don't believe in giving candy out to the older kids. I was like, if you're tall enough to post me up in the low block, you're not getting my candy. But then somebody had told me, hey, you don't know what these kids, their home life is. This is probably the only time they get candy. They probably couldn't afford a costume. And high school kids like candy too. And I was like, so I wanted to atone for that. I think everybody, whether you're in elementary school through high school, I will give you candy. If you're in high school, I'll give you a job application as well. But you'll get candy. So I want to atone for that because everybody deserves it.
I got no issues with that. Like as long as you're respectful to, you're coming to everybody's house and property with respect. If you're acting like a bunch of punk ass kids, then no. If you're out, because most of the time, if you're out with your little siblings, cool, man. Take them out, do the thing, take care of them. And here's a candy. Here's a candy bar for you for your troubles. But if you're gonna be like a bunch of asshole kids, then no.
Bunch of hoodlums like we were in high school. Then screw that.
Basically us.
Sorry, the best houses are the introvert houses where they like leave the table out there and like, here, take a handful. And like some high school kid's gonna go by and just dump the whole fucking bowl in his thing.
Here, eat this. Leave us alone.
I've done that plenty of times, like when the kids were really, really young. When Ryan was like 1, and it was already time to put him to bed, and it was, it's barely like 9:30 or whatever. We would just put the table out, take a handful, take whatever. It'd be gone in like 30 fucking minutes, man.
I'm not trying to judge, but there's some houses in this neighborhood. And
anybody who says I'm not trying to judge is definitely trying to.
No, and there's this one house in particular. It's a really nice house, and this guy or this family, they turn off all the lights and they put like their benches and everything in front of their door. Like they don't want any solicitor, and that's fine. I mean, I have nothing against that. But when you're acting like you're like Ethan Hawke in the Purge, I think it's trick or treat. A nice no would be okay, but. There's some houses that will like completely block off. Nothing wrong with it, but
speaking of Ethan Hawke, have you seen him and Uma Thurman's daughter? Oh. Mm-hmm. She's the spitting image of her mother. Yeah. Like it is crazy.
Well, if you watch Stranger Things, Joseph, you'd know.
She's on Stranger Things?
Yeah, she's been in the last 2 seasons.
Fuck, I didn't know. All right. No, I saw it while I was okay. Well, I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She has a part in that. And there's a few scenes that she's in that obviously, Tarantino in history with Uma. The way that he shot them, like you wouldn't even know whether you're looking at Maya or Uma. It is crazy how incredible they are like spitting image of each other. Anyway, I'm sorry.
And you were on a horsey.
Did he show her feet? That's gross. That's kind of fucked up.
He didn't do it, dude. No, I'm
saying,
sure that's like he looks at her like. Yeah, that's probably like he's.
But what I think the most overrated Halloween candy is blow pops. I mean, you spend all that time.
Oh.
You spend all that time trying to get to the bubble gum to chew a slobbered on piece of bubble gum, this speckled wad of gum that has flavor for like 2 minutes.
I can agree.
Blow pops suck.
I'll agree with it so far to say that Tootsie Pops are way fucking better than Blow Pops. I'm going on the limb.
I don't like
Tootsie Pops are way better than. Oh man, this is not even a debate. A fist fight. Somebody who disagrees with me.
I've never been Tootsie Pops. Those are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been into Laffy Taffy products. Like it's just not for me. Like I like taffy, saltwater taffy, things like that. But
nah, me either.
Laffy Taffy products. I think they're made by the Willy Wonka company. Whoever owns that. It's just a fucking stick of, and it's like. hard plastic, basically. That's what it is.
What about like the underrated candies, like the Milky Way, the Three Musketeers, the Baby Ruth, those are like the white guys on the Chicago Bulls. Like nobody pays attention.
Payday is the most underrated one. Paydays are amazing.
Ruth,
baby.
Ruth.
Yeah, so Milky Way, I'm not.
Baby. You said Baby Ruth. I had to do it.
Milky Way, I'm not a fan of. No. Baby Ruth, okay. Baby Ruth's like the cheap knockoff for Snickers, right? It's like the.
You think so?
Yeah. It's got a shitload of nuts in it, and not.
I think it has
like
more
bad
peanuts
porno.
than a. I think it has more. I think it has more peanuts than a Snickers bar.
That's what I said. That's what I mean. That's why it's got way too many nuts. But I do like Payday though. Payday is really good, and I think that's like the old man candy bar.
I think Baby Ruth and Payday are the same shit. Like
Payday doesn't have any chocolate.
It does now, but the original Paydays.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
that's right.
The Paydays I have, they still sell at in my works vending machine. They don't have any chocolate in it. It's just nuts and whatever that is. Caramel, like Joseph says, caramel. Come on, man.
Just let's talk about Halloween memories, like best costume you've had, worst costume you've had, or any memories you want to share.
Best costume.
Mike dressing up like Ditka. Remember I dressed like Mike Ditka?
Oh yeah. Okay,
first big Halloween costume. That was my best one. My worst one was like my parents didn't buy me a costume or hadn't bought me a costume yet, or they weren't planning to because fuck me, right? Everybody got dressed to go to school, and they were like, here, they put me in jeans and a blue T-shirt, and I had like an old police helmet from like when I was like 3, and they just threw it on my head. I was like 7 years old going to second grade, and they're like, here, you're a police officer.
You're the village people.
Pretty much. Just needed the aviators and the stash, and I would have been full go, man.
I dug that like witch doctor costume that I showed up to the party.
Oh, the one that Dina did the makeup.
Yeah, Dina did the makeup.
Yeah, I remember that was good, dude.
That was a good one too. Maybe I'll let you guys post it.
Did any of y'all have the cheap one? It was the Frankenstein costume, but it's like the plastic mask with like the rubber band.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of it, it's kind of like a trash bag style like costume that you just
it is like
you remember that?
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, so
got
for
Clinks.
3 years in a row I had a Popeye, I had a He-Man, and I had Optimus Prime. And it was just like the plastic trash bag with the tie strings in the back, and then and if that mask broke, like if the string broke, you're fucked. Yeah. Those were like the cheapest costumes.
There's a cool picture I have somewhere around of me and my older brother were like in old school like clown suits and our face paint like old school West German type clown
this is where Joseph got the obsession, folks.
Like we look really cool. Really
that one, and that was dressed as Dick in a Box. Remember that? That was a great costume.
It was that one year I showed up.
You were just under a box.
Yeah, I was just under a box. I put a box over my head and cut out 2 legs. Like a Cowboys fan. In comparison, is it your favorite? Is it your favorite holiday? Do y'all like Halloween? What do y'all feel about? Do you prefer like Thanksgiving? Is it okay comparing Thanksgiving to like Halloween?
We're talking about the last 3 months of the year, right? So it's Halloween, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Like,
and is it
out of those 3? Oh yeah, we've got a little bit of a New Year's thing situation.
Go ahead, Bob.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say for me, if you were talking about like the 3 months that end the year and the month that begins the year, I think January is completely overrated. I work in higher ed, so January's tough. Other than New Year's, to me, January, it's one of the worst months of the year, just because of my job. Just because of my job.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, first off, it's my birthday, so screw you. Second off, it's the NFL playoffs, so screw you.
I'll talking about my work only.
Okay, work.
If I had to, like, you're gonna rank the 3 major ones. For me, it's Halloween, Christmas, and November, Thanksgiving. There's Thanksgiving is cool. Like, it's a time to get together. You have a tremendous fucking meal one day, and then later that night, and then the next day for lunch, and
you end up eating a whole fucking pumpkin pie,
but there's like no build up to that. There's like, you watch The Great Pumpkin on Thanksgiving and that's it, but there's no like Thanksgiving songs. Like, there's no fucking, so we at least have like, we have Halloween, decor, Christmas music, things. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let's have this conversation. We been one. What is, sorry, I was asking for a beer.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Oh, anyways.
Hell yes.
So what do you feel more is worse, eating a shitload of mashed potatoes or eating a handful of Reese's Pieces, Joseph?
What's worse?
What's worse? You feel like, I ate way too much, broccoli, cheese casserole, mashed potatoes, and like 8 rolls, or oh man, I ate all my kids' Halloween chocolate.
I ate all my Halloween chocolate, dude. Like as much as look, I'll be honest with you. At this point, as I'm older, candy's like taking like a back seat to everything for me. Like I don't like. I'm not really like, I'm at the store, I'm gonna grab a fucking candy. Like, no, that's not me. Like if it's presented to me,
but if he sees a chocolate porter at the store, oh fuck, I'm gonna have one of those. Yeah, we gotta try that.
I think the only one like that, like if somebody like going back to like those bags, like they sell like assorted bags like around this time of like specifically like the Mr. Good bar, the Hershey's, things like that, and these like little nugget ones.
Yeah.
And those like dark chocolate ones.
Yeah,
get those away from me because I will fucking eat those.
Dude, you have one of those with whiskey? Holy shit, dude.
Hell, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's weirdly you great with a beer too.
Sweet, and then now we have special dark chocolate that's like very semi-sweet, and it's the best.
But but if I one day like ate like 3 fucking bags of Reese's Pieces, I would feel like shit. Like I'd be like, "What the fuck did I do?" Like
if you eat a large mashies from like Popeyes or Churches, you're all good.
I'm okay.
Going back to your question, Bob, about October, November, December, January, I would put Halloween I would put Halloween behind Thanksgiving and Christmas, and here's why.
Scaredy cat.
Christmas, you have a vacation. You have the next day off. You're with your family. November, you have the vacation because you're with your family. We don't work on the Friday. Most people don't work on a Friday, right? But Halloween, it's on a Monday this year. And
this year.
Every year. I mean, I get as an adult, you could go and celebrate Halloween at a nightclub on Saturday. Everybody gets dressed up, go to a party or whatever. But for the kids, they can't go trick-or-treating October 29th. They have to go trick-or-treating on that Monday. And Halloween's going to end up on a weekday for, most of the time, right? Because
but it works for you. You get the kids home early.
Yeah, in this climate, anyways, everybody starts trick-or-treating like at 5:30 anyway, so it's not like you're going to be up all night, trick-or-treating, eating candy, watching The Shining.
I'm just not a fan of having to go to work after a holiday, and I think Halloween's not the best.
That sounds about right.
Sir, December is about family.
Yes.
And Jesus, not your fucking vacation, sir.
It's my birthday too, by the way.
Oh yeah, that too. Sorry. So no wonder you like it. He's like, I get 2 presents.
Yeah. You could take the day off after Halloween. You can.
Yeah. But so can everybody else, and you're fucked.
So can everybody else. Just means you can't go to Olive Garden at lunch.
There's and we'll probably talk about this, in a couple of months. There is something really cool about it, and this is why I have it second. I'm just, as far as those ranking them, December, like all through December, it's just really cool because if you're around a bunch of cool people, there's like people doing a lot of cool shit for each other. So, and that's why I think that's a great time. But I like the spooky season. It brings about, the weather change. It brings, cause I'm into this. I'm into the macabre. I'm into, Oktoberfest beers, it's the fucking great, for me, it's a great time. It's the beginning of the end of the year.
Don't get me wrong. I love Halloween. I just think compared to Thanksgiving and Christmas, Halloween is a distant third.
What's weird is I rank Thanksgiving like last. The only thing I'm wishing for on Thanksgiving is that my pot number hits. That's the only thing I'm hoping for, dude. That's like, I don't see Thanksgiving as such like this huge holiday, at least anymore. I think of it like, I think it's Halloween, and then it's Christmas, and then it's New Year's, because it's like starting anew. Even though we do the same shit that we do every year, even though we promise ourselves that night we'd never not. And then it's Thanksgiving.
Can I ask you guys something?
Go ahead, Joseph.
No. You want to go first?
This is my last point, because when you think about the food for the holidays, you go, Christmas, it's, for us, either tamales or ham or barbecue. For Thanksgiving, it's turkey and all the trimmings and all the side dishes. Halloween, pumpkin-shaped Reese's cups. I mean, the food doesn't...
You forgot pumpkin spice latte, sir. Gonna get all the Karens mad at you now.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about,
Jesus?
No. That's another podcast.
Best disciple.
Coming December, the best disciple.
Sorry. Okay,
Formidable Opponents presents Best Disciple.
Best Disciple.
No, since you guys have kids in this time of age where like candies are different, just things are different, technology is different. We have like there's so many like new things to go explore. What's one of your favorite things to do with the kids or that the kids want you to do when this time comes around? I'm talking like pumpkin patches.
Yeah.
Like, do they get excited about knowing that they're going to get candy coming up? You know,
They love pumpkin carving. Pumpkin carving is really
that's
cool.
another. I'm sorry. Thank you. I personally have never carved a pumpkin. You all have kids. What reason do I have to carve one? You all have kids. It's like a cool. It's a cool
Halloween,
experience.
goddammit.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Why would I need a pumpkin? Because Halloween, everybody does it, Joseph.
But you all have like kids, so like it's a cool thing to experience with them. Like, do you all do that? I know you do that, right, Bob? Randy,
we do carving pumpkins, and then we also do painting pumpkins.
Do y'all just do like some simple stuff, or do you try to like go out there?
We went to a cool pumpkin patch last year, and it had like rides and slides. It was really fun. So the pumpkin patches, we love doing that. We love pumpkin carving. We like to watch like Hocus Pocus and the Monster Squad and the Charlie Brown Halloween. So I mean, we have our little traditions.
That's cool, man. Yeah, we're going to a pumpkin patch. Hopefully, none of our fans are serial killers and don't meet us there. But we should be going to a pumpkin patch in a couple of weeks. Me and the kids and Joseph will be there too. And it's in the hill country, so that should be a lot of fun.
My son's at an age where he's no longer dressed. Well, he doesn't want to dress up as a superhero this year.
Really?
He wants to dress up as a wrestler. And so
That's awesome.
I'm trying to do some Google searches because I was like, well, who do you want to dress up as? And we just got tickets for the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is going to be here in
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. So we're going to check it out.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be fun. And
Joseph, let's buy tickets.
Yeah.
Dude, I did not know it was going to be in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Where is it? At the
Alamo Dome.
Dude, we got to go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, we might have to do this.
Check
Might
it
have
out.
to
When is it?
In January.
It's January the 28th.
End of January.
Yeah, it's going to be on a Saturday.
Buy me a ticket for my birthday, Joseph.
Well, I'm gonna look into it as soon as we're done.
Check it out. So my son has narrowed it down to two wrestlers. He either wants to be Shawn Michaels or the Ultimate Warrior, and those aren't easy costumes to find.
Ultimate Warrior, at least the face paint.
The face paint, yeah.
Have you ever introduced him to Psycho Sid? They have the same hairstyle.
He knows Psycho Sid, yeah. And he does have hair like Psycho Sid.
Exactly, it works.
Ultimate Warrior, just
Ultimate Warrior, you can do it.
tie some ribbons around his arms,
Exactly.
Give
Just
him
get
a bump
some
of cocaine and let him go crazy.
Nah, just get some.
Fucking
Here we go.
Ultimate
Let's go into homemade. Let's talk. Maybe we'll segue into some homemade shit. I'm already picturing it, Randy. All you gotta do is just get some like face paint. Get some like ribbon from like wrapping presents. Cut it.
Strands, yeah.
Yeah, tie them around his arms. He's good to go, man.
I just don't know about the trunks.
We'll
get
cut
him a
this.
vest. Yeah.
I was gonna say like boxer briefs. Get him a pair of boxer briefs.
We can cut this. We'll just cut this. This is pretty funny though.
But yeah, we'll check it out.
I think you can do it, dude. Or just get him. Just have him wear chunks.
Yeah.
Like a solid color orange trunks or something like that.
Yeah, orange swimming trunks.
You know?
Yeah, shorts, swimming trunks, and then paint.
Dude.
Paint his face and then a little wig. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'll be fun.
That would be really fucking badass, dude. I told him as the Ultimate Warrior.
I told him I dress up as Hulk Hogan, so I'm
Nice.
looking for that. I just need the blonde hair in the back. I'm already covered up top.
The cane and the racist comments, and you're
I
ready to
got
go.
get a bandana. You're ready to go, sir.
Brother.
Let me ask you guys something. So Halloween season. Do you got a spooky moment? Not, it doesn't necessarily have to. Okay, yeah.
question.
You know what? Let's try to. Let's say like, was there something?
Yep.
And it could be anything. You went to a house.
Joseph.
And somebody fucking scared you. What?
Joseph, you already know what I'm going to say, Joseph. Yeah.
Wayland Road.
Wayland Road, motherfucker, Joseph.
Wayland Road.
Why would you bring that up again, Joseph?
What happened? Tell us the story.
I specifically try to block this memory from my mind. So back in the day, we're in college, and then we'd looked up
I'll let Bob
to the
get
internet.
into this, and then
we looked up haunted places in the valley that are near us, in near town, in our town, and the near town we're connected by good.
We got a lot of history here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of history here in where we live.
Brownsville and Mission area. There's a lot of haunted places. We did have the Civil War still going on in Fort Brown and Brownsville. There's a lot of shit. Okay, anyways, so we happened to find this one. We did a lot of ghost hunting and stuff, and it was just pure fun and whatever the fuck. We happened to find this one place in Far.
Yeah,
and the ghost story was it's about if you go down this old dirt road, you find a group of houses. One of the houses where there used to be a farm, and the rancher's family died, and you could still see him wearing a black cloak, searching for his family at night, and that's the ghost story. That's the thing, whatever.
Like it burned down or something like that, right?
Barn, the ranch house burned down, and while he was trying to save the animals, everything, his family ended up burning and dying in the house, and he went back in. He didn't make it, but now you see him searching for his family.
We're not saying this is true. We're just telling you what we saw.
Is this Freddy Krueger's origin story?
No. Like okay, this is what we read. Anyway.
Anywho, so we, us being us, we pile up in a truck one night, and because we're bored teens, and we were like 19 or so, bored off our asses, and we're like, hey, let's go check out these haunted spots. Yeah. Anyways, we go down this dirt road, and it's like an orchard on one side, and then there's a couple of houses. They're all pretty spread out, and we get to this one house at the end of the fucking road before it turns off left or right, the dead end, and it's like an old wooden house.
Let me just say this too. Let me add to this. The road that we're driving on is cornfield. Like there's to the left and to the right.
It's orchards. It's orchards. Yeah, the orchards.
It's
like
orchard, corn, grass, like whatever. Like you dark. Can't see anything.
Yeah, you can barely
see the road in front of you and the plants behind on the side of you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Okay, so we're driving down. We're driving down, and we get to the end of the road, and we see like where this old wooden house is, and there's a tree. And there's like the old wood, I know. There's like an old beat up car parked next to the tree, and there's one light in the front. The light's on in the front of the house, and we're passing by, and I see a fucker in a black cloak, like standing there on the side by the tree, like in the dark. You could see the guy or see the thing, whatever the fuck it was, and like I turn and I'm like, nope, didn't see that. And we start driving. We take a left, and you take a left at the dead end, and you go back and it takes you back towards the highway. And we take it back towards the highway, yeah. And we take a left, and we're driving, and all of a sudden, Joseph in the back seat, I just hear, "Did you guys see the guy?" And I turn around.
Is he Rick Moranis?
Yeah, I was like, the fucker in the black cloak, and Joseph just nods his head. I'm like, fuck, I saw it too. And we're with a former acquaintance of ours, Edric, and he's like, what? No way, you didn't see anything. We got to go back. I was like, fuck that, we're not going back, bro. So me and Joseph both saw it. We circled around and we went back. I don't know if it was there the second time. I don't remember. I don't even think I looked, but we saw the same shit. But the funniest thing about it was we're driving and it's real quiet. I'm like, I didn't see anything. It's real quiet. And I just hear Joseph, did you guys see the
dude? Like
I turned the guy with the black cloak, and Joseph just started like his eyes popped open and started nodding his head. Gross.
From my point of view of this, like I remember seeing what I saw and not being able to say anything. Like I know we're not that kind of podcast, but like we're telling you, it's the spooky season. We're having some fun. We're gonna tell you. I remember seeing what I saw and kind of like pointing to the window and not being able to like tell the guys, like I was like borderline guy, like
like Abbott and Costello over here.
So, oh my god! So like Bob said, we keep driving, and I finally have like catch myself to like say what Bob said. Like, did you guys?
Yeah.
And Bob
so, like,
fucking
quiet,
turns,
nonchalant. Yeah.
ghost face looking at me like, the guy? And I'm like, yes.
I was like, the guy in the hood, and Joseph just started nodding his head. I was like, no. And Edric's like, what? What do you mean? What do you want? Quit fucking. And then he was like, you're fucking with me. You're lying to me. You're fucking. I was like, dude, I'm not lying to you. Let's go back. I was like, I don't want to go back. No, we gotta go back. I was like, I don't want to go back. You can drive back. I ain't gonna fucking look.
We got some crazy history here, like we mentioned earlier. The
funniest thing is Edric thought we were so full of shit, but he didn't leave my house until the sun came up the next morning. We stayed awake the whole fucking night, and then he went to go get a Q taco, went home to go to sleep.
Oh man.
For the people who don't know what a Q taco is, could you let them know?
Q taco, it's a breakfast taco that has way too much things that should be in there, but it's so fucking good. It's potato and egg with cheese and refried beans, and you'd say, "Oh, wow, that seems like a lot." Yeah, and if you want to have a delicious breakfast treat, that's the way to go. If you want your stomach to hurt the rest of the day, that's also the way to go. But it's pretty amazing.
That is a staple where we're from, still to this day.
It's disgusting, but it's delicious.
It's not just it's delicious, bro.
Bacon too, right?
You can add the bacon cube.
And you skip lunch, then you're okay.
Yeah.
And if you skip dinner, you're probably even better off. But if you don't, then you're probably in trouble. But yeah, that was the scariest moment. One of the scariest things that I've ever seen. Experienced. There's been a few other things, but that one I remember specifically because considering me and Joseph were both there, that's like, no, that's fucked up.
Just to wrap up this episode, why don't we all pick a topic and just, if there's something you want to mention, it doesn't have to be Halloween related, it can, and we could just sort of like end it with a round table. My topic of choice, I want to talk a minute about Coolio. The death of Coolio. We're recording this on. We're recording.
I love Coolio, dude. Very sad to hear about that.
We're recording this on a Thursday, the day after Coolio's death. And for a lot of people don't remember that Coolio was at one point for the mid 90s, 94 to 96, was one of the biggest musical acts in the world. His first album, what was it called? It Takes a Thief. I owned that CD. It was very good. He had one of the biggest hits with Gangsta's Paradise. Of course, he didn't make a lot of money off it because that was based off of it was sampling a Stevie Wonder song, and Stevie Wonder did something where he signed on to 75% of the royalties. And of course, Coolio had to pay of course, the record company got their cut. LV, the guy who sweats profusely in the video, I'm sure he got his cut.
Yeah,
so that left just such a small percentage of money left over for Coolio, who made the song famous. He had a moment in the mid 90s. He was featured on two of the biggest movies, Dangerous Minds and Clueless. I mean, rest in peace to him. And any Coolio thoughts?
Michelle Pfeiffer. That's all I can think about.
She said something nice to him.
She said something really nice.
She did because she worked with him with the video and all that, and obviously the promotion for the movie. So
he seemed like a really cool dude. I don't know what he was into or what, but I mean, I loved some of his big hits back then, and he seemed like a genuine 1959 is really, really too young, I think. Cheers to him. He put out some cool music, man. Put out some really cool music there for a while.
Yesterday was the first day I found out that there was a dirty version of Fantastic Voyage. I always thought it was a clean pop song or a clean sort of rap song. And so I was like, oh man, I want my kids to listen to Coolio. So I put on Fantastic Voyage, and I don't know it was like, come on guys, let's pick up some whores. And I was like, wait.
Whoa. Ghost horse? Was it goat horse?
I was like, wait a minute, we're not listening to that. Let me find the clean version. So, but Coolio had his moment in the sun, and rest in peace.
We were at your house, Ren, when we were introduced to Fantastic Voyage. Mm-hmm. Great fucking song. It's on my I don't want to call it a playlist, but it's on my flash drive that's in my my truck that has great a shitload of songs. So I have that. I have Gangsta's Paradise, obviously. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, something new.
Yeah.
Ooh La La, that's another one. I think
Rolling with the Homies.
Yeah,
is that from Clueless?
Yeah. And he was talented. Obviously, we loved the music. Fantastic Voyage is one of my favorite songs. I love driving to that song. I love when it comes on when I'm on a road trip. I remember seeing him recently, or not too recently, but he got into cooking. And he competed on I think it was like a big cooking show on Food Network with Bobby Flint. He did one like a celebrity cook-off show. Yeah, I think he almost won too, or he did win. Like he won. Like they were very impressed with his cooking, and so he was.
And his hair.
He was more than just the musician. He did some acting as well. I just think and what's crazy is he did See You When You Get There back then. I think that's the song that most people are playing right now. I remember that one, See You When You Get There.
I do. Great song.
Yeah, it was a good song too. It was. So that was real out of the blue, and
it was good memories listening to
great memories.
Song.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else, guys?
I don't know if our fans are really into it, but I think they are. Whenever we get to close to October, I get really excited about this because I'd love to think of as many topics as we can for Halloween type of episodes that kind of fit the criteria, horror movies, Halloween nostalgia, music, TV shows, shit like that, man. I really, really love. I know that there's a big horror community out there somewhere. Hopefully they listen too, because me and Joseph especially, we're a big fan of. Randy's not. He's not a real big fan of like horror movies and stuff like that, or Halloween apparently. But like me and Joseph are hardcore into that kind of thing. So I think it's cool. Like I always look forward to this month, because I think like we can have some really good Halloween pop culture type of topics for y'all.
Amazing. Well, it's we still got one more day in September, but I posted something on our social media page. I just shared it with our followers. I couldn't believe I was reminded of how I was reminded by Revolver magazine, one of a publication that I really enjoy, that Stone Temple Pilots debut studio album Core was released today, 30 years ago, man. I just think that's fucking cool. I think that's crazy. It's cool. It's crazy how long it's been. Just to wrap up, I just to talk about it, because I know, I did talk about them on our previous, our first episode of the 2-part with the rock bands, and I did have them on the list. It's 30 years old today. Reading makes about it, old. Yeah, well, one makes you feel old, exactly, and it was panned as is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
it was
panned.
Like it was people like writers like talked about like, this is fucking bullshit. Like this ain't good. Like, what do these guys know? And it's like one of the best fucking albums ever, like with great fucking songs. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, really? Like this album was ridiculed and I don't know. I mean, I guess
they sounded like Pearl Jam.
No. God damn it, Randy.
There it is. Let's go back to Eddie fucking Veteran.
I will say this: every so often we do a best song from a band, I would really, really be interested if Stone Temple Pilots could be our next one, because I mean, I know I would
love to do that too.
There's Zeppelin and Floyd and all, but there's so much to unpack with STP, Scott Weiland, and their adventure and what they could have been and what they were. And so I think that could possibly be our next one when we do a band.
That'd be cool, dude. That would be really cool.
But again, just to wrap up, like I couldn't believe the shit that was written about this album. This album that has Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden, Naked Sunday, Creep, Plush, Cracker Man, Where the River. I mean, it's just, this is a great fucking album. It really is. And I couldn't believe like the shit that was written about this. And like, I've actually read, and I did read and going further into the article about how a lot of like, not a lot, but at least a few writers that criticized the album back then came back and said, I was completely wrong.
You were wrong, Grandma.
You are wrong.
They were. And we'll definitely dive into that and more when we do.
I just thought that was cool. Fucking 30 years, man. Crazy, man. Time, man.
That's our show. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know what your favorite Halloween memories are. Most importantly, let us know what you think of the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all social media platforms by searching for Formidable Opponents. I want to thank Creative Little Pill for her awesome artwork as always. And join us next episode. We'll be joined by Jenna and Danielle from the Did Not Need to Know podcast, a podcast we love listening to. And we will be discussing and debating best horror movie scenes. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. We'll see you all next week.
Good night, folks. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, baby.